Hello everybody. Today is March 12th of 2023 and might be a little obvious, but we have a snowstorm coming in here, and it's what we call a nor'easter. Just about a mile down this way is the north shore of Lake Superior, and I'm just about 400 feet in elevation above the lake here on top of a ridge. Well, we're going to see if we can get through this, but it's rather inclement right now. Predictions are for this snowstorm anywhere from 12 to 18 inches. I'm really wanting to see a little more sunshine and warmth up here, but it'll come eventually. Well, thank you very much for visiting Windy Ridge Apiaries. I do appreciate you being here. My name is Jeff, and I am the beekeeper at Windy Ridge Apiaries. And as with any first attempt at doing any sort of thing, there's going to be problems. And I did go out and record something on January 31st. I had an old imitation GoPro. It's not a true GoPro, and that thing was and there was no stabilization. The audio was terrible. It was not 4K. You know, it was old 1080p, and so it really wasn't the best thing. And we got chickadees in the background here. Hope you enjoy them too. Went out and purchased a newer GoPro, a GoPro 11, Hero 11, I guess it's called, and hopefully things are going to go better. Unfortunately, I did it again just on March 3rd. I went out, and that's what this video will be on March 3rd. Went out and did some checks on the hives and discovered that the microphone is really biased towards having somebody talking in the front of the camera. Imagine that, the front of the camera, and not the back side of the camera. So everything was kind of muffled and not too great from the back side of the camera. I apologize for that. I do have a solution coming in hand here. It should be coming in next week sometime, and it will be a wireless Rode microphone, so looking forward to that. Let's see what else we got on the list here. Yes, like some other you out there, I have to have lists too. Okay, today's video again is from March 3rd. I went out and just did some checks on the hives to make sure that they have survived any of the the blizzards and wind like we're experiencing right now. And there's storms. I went out and cleaned out the entrances too to make sure there's a good airflow going through, and also downloaded some data information. I'm using the temperature and in some cases some humidity sensors inside of the hives, and I have to go out once in a while and download that information. And we'll be seeing me attempting to do that also. Anyway, packages should be coming in mid-April or so, and here we are close to mid-March. Yeah, we're gonna have to warm up pretty quick here. Just brings me back last year when I got my packages, well, I think it was April 17th, somewhere in there, and I was actually installing packages in the snow. It was snowing on the ground. There was snowing on me at the time. And I was putting in 16 packages, and it was a cold day, and I was glad to go home and sit by the fireplace, that's for sure. Please sit back. Hopefully you'll enjoy what we got for you here. Again, first attempt at a YouTube channel video. Well, I shouldn't say my first attempt, but an attempt at this sort of YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and if you do, please like, subscribe. Hopefully you'll learn a little bit about cold climate beekeeping up here in northeast Minnesota. There we go. Well, oh, that is so invigorating, that snow in the face. Ooh, yeah. But I'm gonna turn the camera around here and let you see off to the northwest here all the fun and excitement.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Decided I better go out and check on the girls today and see how they're doing throughout the winter here. I do have to order bee packages tomorrow, so I do need to get a good count of who has survived so far and who has not. And then try and figure out if I'm going to have any survivors through the winter here and what kind of splits I'll be doing. Hopefully I'll be doing some splits. Well, let's take a quick walk out to the hives here I got at home, what I refer to as Windy Ridge, and hives aren't too far away. You can just barely see them over here. Well, so far I'm not sinking down to my knees or waist. That's a good thing. We've had a lot of snow this year. We're about 30, almost 31 inches over normal. So you can see the front of things here. There's a snowbank up here. This top of the electric fence tape here, polymer tape, is probably close to 3 feet above the ground. And this is actually my mound system here at the house, so it actually rises up naturally here from climbing up the dirt. So here's our hives. I only have 4 hives here at home, and I'm all wrapped up for winter here, and we'll be going over that in another video once we get closer to it. But as I look through here, I'm going to sneak around the backside first. A little easier to lift me and the snowshoes over the fence at this point. There we go. Backside of the hives. Not too bad here. Not really see any issues. Here's the more space here. I can probably fit 7 hives. Probably that'd be too tight. Maybe 6 hives comfortably on this rack here. But that rack, of course, is maybe 18 to 20 inches above the ground. So now as we take a look in here, I'm getting in the shadow, which is a poor photographic technique. Let me try and get out of the way here. Let's see some icicles down there. Those icicles are coming off of, not inside the hive, thankfully. They're coming off of all the snow that's melting up here on the tops of the hives. Alright, I'm going to take my fancy stick here that I just happen to have handy, and looks like we do have at least one bee. There was at least one bee there that was out, but didn't quite make it. A couple more down there, so looks like a few more over there. Looks like the bees are out. The thing I'm doing here besides collecting the data is making sure our entrance is free. A lot of dead bees coming out here, but that's kind of normal for this time of year. There's a girl there. Just decided to come off for a little fly, a little cleansing flight. Having trouble on the snow. I'm sure a lot of your sisters have had previously. So. Alright, well, they're all cleaned out. Now the next thing, like I said, I'll have to get a utility knife and sharpen it down a little bit, make it so I can clean into the hive a little bit. Haven't had my utility knife here. I had a feeling I'd need it. But after this, we're going to do some data collection here. I do have broodminder in this set of hives here, the 4 I have here, which were my original 4 I got a couple years ago. I have broodminder temperature and humidity sensors in here, so I'm really curious to see how they're doing. at this juncture in time, especially on the humidity side. Now I noticed a bit of moisture, but that was on the landing pad, and don't think that really counts right now because that could have been snow or the water dripping off the top of the hive here, etc. But hoping that if this temperature continues on, right now I have about 36 degrees for Fahrenheit, I should say. Yeah, that is above zero. And we're used to saying below and above zero here in northeast Minnesota. That it seems weird to be actually to say 36 above. And I should mention too, this is March, what are we up to? March 3rd now. We're at March 3rd, and still got a lot of snow for this time of year, but actually March is our snowiest season. So we'll be no doubt getting some more. In fact, just look at the forecast, looks like some more snow heading our way, some heavy amounts they said coming in a couple days. So getting our snow blower at the front of our lawn tractor, quite a workout this year. We are about, like I said earlier, 30 inches above normal for this time of year. Right now we're just about to exceed the 100 inch mark for this season. So normally we get right around 90 inches every year, 90 inches of snow, but right now we've already exceeded that, and we just got into our snowiest month here. And of course, the closer we get to winter, the more chances of snow we'll have, especially the wet, slushy stuff that's hard to shovel, hard to blow out with the snowblower, etc. So not really looking forward to that, but there we go. All right, made the stick a little bit thinner, close the blade on that, put that safely away in the jacket. Let's go see if I can get in there and clean things out. As far as the local area, as you can probably see behind me, we got a mixed forest here. It's almost boreal, and probably what I'm going to call the honey is almost boreal honey, but lots of popple in here, and lots of balsams and spruce. We got some white pine, red pine. Maples are around too, not specifically right in my yard, but you go over half a mile, there's lots of maples. All depends on the terrain. I'm gonna go in here, and again, we're using brood binder. I don't know if you probably can't see that too good, but let's see. Yeah. There we go. We've got all four of these hives in the system here, and I will take a look at that off the camera here. But that's it for this location. I've got 3 locations I've got here. This one I call Windy Ridge because we are truly on top of a ridge here, and every little breath of air we catch, so it's definitely a windy ridge. Another one I call Arrowhead. It's down near Duluth, Minnesota. And then another one south of Duluth, about I want to say about 35 minutes or so. A little town called Holyoke. Holyoke. And oh, there goes another bee up and crash. So it's pretty deep here, coming up to almost the top of the tape again. So let's stick this down and see if I can get it through the crust. Hitting ground at about 27 inches, 27 and a half inches, somewhere in there. So still a bit of snow out here. We start melting. We've had a couple of warm days, a lot of snow. We've had some rain that came along and knocked the snow down a lot. But all in all, it's been a nice year, not really cold. All right, well, I do see some dead bees out here in the snow. There's one that just came out. So we have at least hopefully a few hives. Also see some bird tracks in here. And they're probably trying to pick up the dead bees also. So all right, that's it for here. Everything's collected. The entrances are cleaned out. And go down and collect my, before I forget that, collect the yardstick. Again, what do we say, 27 and a half inches or so? Up there by the front post. And that's just snow, and that's some hard packed snow. There's a couple of pretty crusty areas I had to try and pound that yardstick through, and it was actually a lot deeper before we had that 1 inch of rain. Well, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, but there you go. Okay, that's it for the Arrowhead bee yard. Next stop will be, it's probably from here 45 minutes or so down at Holyoke. See you there. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Holyoke, Minnesota. Well, we're not in Holyoke, but within a good 5 miles or so of it. Where I'm going is way over there at the end of this field, kind of behind the trees from right here, but that's where we're headed. Well, just for yucks and grins, let's try a little Switch hands with the camera here. Try a little snow dip. Well, about 22 inches. 22 inches here. And we're still right on the top. All right, here we are out at I'll call bee yard number 1 here at the Holyoke Apiary. Had 7 here last year. As I said, one of them died out already. That one actually died out January 9th. And kind of figured it would. It was pretty weak, not much for stores, not a very big cluster. And that would be the one way over on the left here, the furthest one to the left that died out. And everything worked out here so great last year. The bees just flourished that I asked landowners if I could expand a little bit and put in another bee yard. So they said sure, thankfully. Very, very gracious people. And my wife and I put up another one over here. So that would be bee yard number 2 here at Holyoke. And that will be able to hold, let's see, 8 hives. I made it a little bit longer. And once spring comes, I can start moving around freely here. I'll take all the hives that are here, and I'll move them over to the new area, yard number 2. Then the rack that these are sitting on, I'm going to pull that apart and rework it, and knock it down from 7 hives to 6 hives. For a total of 14 hives here at Holyoke. Doing that because they're pretty close together, and it's pretty hard for me to get my arms and hands in between the hives as they are right now. And this is on a 12-foot run of pressure treated timber, or lumber I should say. And so it's just going to spread them out a little more, make it easier come next fall when I have to start working up. Kind of the same setup here. We got them all wrapped. I got 2-inch the pink Formular 250, the Owens Corning Formular 250 around each one. In between them and around the front, sides, and backs, I got them grouped together here because the more the merrier. What one warmth one hive makes will help the other hive next to it, etc. So all right, well, let's get going here. And I'm looking for my clean out stick. And if I remember right, I broke the one here. So I'm going to have to see about finding a twig here. Plenty of twigs here. We had some storms go through. There's a lot of blowdown here. And it's actually ice storm and lots of winds. But before I get too much farther, let's take a depth reading here. And pretty close. Let's go right with this one. Yeah, punch through a couple layers of crust here. Okay, about 23 and a half inches here. So not too bad. It's almost 2 feet of snow I'm walking on top of here. See, the snowshoes are working great. Now, if I were to try and come across that field without the snowshoes, I'd be huffing and puffing even more. In fact, I'd probably have to stop and take a rest. I'd be sinking down the whole time, and I might be able to stand on some crust for a while, but then I'll fall through somewhere. It's just the way it is. Those of you that don't deal with this every year, yeah, this is welcome to the north, northeast Minnesota. All right, beautiful sun there. I was thinking on the way down here as I was watching the clock, it was it's now almost 5 o'clock, but on December whatever, 22nd, 21st, whatever the solstice was, sunset was at 4:18 in the afternoon around here, and now it's getting pretty close to 6 p.m. for sunset, so we've got plenty of time here. Maybe we'll catch a little sunset on the way home. All right, I gotta go find me a stick here, and I'm probably gonna pick on this old popple over here. And look at that, I don't even have to walk over. Looks like my poly tape came off here, off of that, down there somewhere, it's stuck in the snow. Let me get this set up on the tripod, and I'll go find a stick.
Thank you for watching this episode from Windy Ridge Apiaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on any newly posted videos. And at your discretion, please leave a comment below. And until next time, do a good day.